Hello, happy Wednesday, everyone. It is the middle of the week. It is so good to see everyone on here. You already know this week, if you have been with us, we are talking about how to make the best, most impactful first impression. If you are new to your campus, if you're new to your school, if you are new in leadership, right? Maybe you're new, and it doesn't just have to be about educators. These tips and these tricks and these strategies have everything to do with professionals, right? And so, with that being said, you could be new to your organization. This is for you. If you know an educator that should be watching this, go ahead and tag them. If not, then it's okay. Make sure you type hello in the chat so that we know that you are here. I am too short to be long winded. So let me first introduce myself and then we're going to get into the nitty gritty. All right, my name is Dr. Tanisha Pride. I'm the proud founder of Masterful Teaching. We specialize in career advancement for Black and Brown educators. So, with that being said, there's going to be a lot of talk about leadership because that is our specialty. Our specialty is making sure our Black and Brown educators are equipped and ready to lead. So, with that being said, you guys, we are on this week, we're looking at nailing the first hello. On Monday, we talked about dressing the part, right? To listening, mastering the art of active listening. And then today we're talking about absorbing the organizational culture, not coming in and immediately trying to shift and change everything, right? So, what it takes is a meeting of the minds, and we are going to talk about how exactly to come in and absorb the organizational structure. So, with that, guys, I hope everyone is getting value out of this. If you are, please drop yes in the chat. Yes, yes, yes in the chat. If you're getting value out of this, I plan on doing this every single week, of course, highlighting a different topic every week. If you have a specific topic about leadership that you'd like me to talk about, go ahead and drop in my DMs. It's okay. My husband said it's okay. So go ahead and drop in my DMs. Let me know what you'd like us to highlight, and I'll make sure to dedicate a week just for you. So, with that being said, let's get down to the nitty gritty. How are you supposed to be a sponge and absorb the organizational culture? I was just hired. I'm new to leadership in this building. I'm new to leadership in this organization. There's so many things that I would like to change. I'm supposed to be absorbing things? That's news to me. Well, guess what? That's how you lead effectively. You've got to be a sponge first. You've got to absorb the organizational structure, right? Because you have to understand that every school, every organization, every building, every office, right, is different. And everyone has its own unique culture. Listen, some school cultures are wild and crazy, full of excitement, right? Full of challenges, full of different things to do every single day, right? Different initiatives. And that's okay. Some schools or some organizations are, more mundane, right? More, people keep more to themselves. What I want you to do is, when looking to figure out the school culture, before you decide to add to it, you have to understand it. I know. I understand. I understand. We come in all bright eyed and bushy tailed as new leaders, and we just want to change this and change that and change that, and that ain't right, and that should change, and that ain't right. I get it. I get it. But in order to lead effectively, you've got to look first as to where the school culture is and how you can add to it. How you can, of course, not just add to it, but the things that you can take part in and enjoy, to make you and everyone else feel as though you're a part of the school. Okay, I know you guys. I know, I understand. I've been in numerous schools where, we get new leaders, or I was the new leader, right? And it was like the leader coming in and they changing everything. I can't get with this leader because they're acting like nothing we did was okay. You got to be careful because guess what? The school was there before you and they will be there after you. The organization was there before you and they will be there after you. The facilities were there before you, they will be there after you. What does that mean? You're not there to change, wipe out everything and change everything. First and foremost, you got to absorb the culture. You've got to take part in the culture. Not so you can change it, no, but so that you can then, of course, add to it. Maybe do some tweaks here and there if needed. But you want to make sure that you are a part of this amazing organization, of this amazing school, not just someone coming in to dictate and direct. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. I really hope I'm making sense. So, with that being said, Dr. Pride, how am I supposed to do this? You've got to be enthusiastic. You've got to show your enthusiasm for the chaos that may be that may be going on, right? And when you show your enthusiasm for the energy and the chaos that's going on, right, you'll fit right in. Not only that, you've got to show the ability to adapt and align with the new school culture and the new norms and the new dynamics that define the environment. So this not only showcases your ability, but it also shows your commitment to being a part of the team. Have you ever had a new teammate or team member that came in and everyone was so excited about them based on their skill set and their abilities, right? And when they came in, it felt as though, because of their verbiage and the way they interacted with the team, nothing that the team did prior to them being on the team was acceptable. Nothing that was done before, none of the work, none of the initiatives that were done before they got hired were acceptable. How did that make the team feel? How did that make you feel? Did it make you feel as though they were a good hire and excited to work with them and excited to build or create something new with them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So with that being said, don't be that leader. Don't be that person. Don't be that new hire that comes in and tries to change every single thing. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to dive in, not shift and adjust and try to change. I want you to look, dive right on in to that culture, right? And the second thing I want you to do is I don't want you to blend. I don't want you to force yourself in. I don't want you to force your ways into that culture. I want you to blend. I want you to blend. Try to blend because cultural immersion is like seasoning your life with like a dash of paprika. Okay. My husband's gonna love this analogy because he loves paprika. That's why I thought of it. So it's like seasoning. It's like seasoning your life with a dash of paprika. You want to add flavor without overpowering the main dish. You want to blend into the scenery while letting your unique flavor shine through. You are not the sole dish. You are not the highlight or the only part of that dish. And I want you to remember that. It takes your flavor and all the other flavors to make that dish amazing. So be the paprika. Make sure you don't overpower in your new position and in your new school or in your new organization, but make sure your spice adds to the flavor of the dish. How, Dr. Pride? You come in here with things to do, things not to do, but you don't give us hows. Well, guess what? I do. You know why? Because I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. So I will always give you the how. So here's the how. I've got 3 tips, 3 hows. How do you absorb the school culture without losing yourself in it, right? I've got 3 tips to share with you about absorbing the school culture and not losing yourself in it. Tip number 1, you got to hang out where the laughter is. Hang out where the laughter is. Now, I know it sounds simple, right? It sounds simple, but it's not. A lot of times coming in to a new building, a new organization, people come to you with the problems and concerns, right? And things to consider. And, that's understandable, that's acceptable. And you tend to find yourself buried with that. Before you know it, before long, you really are consumed by the problems and issues, so much so that you lose sight of the lightheartedness, the joy, the happy feeling that you had once hired. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to intentionally hang out where the laughs are, hang out where the laughter is. Surround yourself with the laughter pioneers, so to speak. The ones that, humor is their secret ingredient. Humor is the way they survive the work that's being done. Humor is the way that they give back to the culture. Surround yourself with them. Surround yourself with them. Because laughter is, of course, the best medicine. That's number one. Tip number two. Number two, you've got to attend the quirky traditions. You have to. Don't say, oh, what do you guys do? What, pie in the face contest? Pie eating contest? Oh, the dunking booth? Oh yeah, I'm not doing all that. Y'all got the wrong one. No, stop it. Make sure you immerse and embrace the culture and immerse yourself in said culture. So attend the quirky traditions, the ones that everyone lovingly talks about, and the ones that everyone has a crazy story about. You know why? You got to be a part of some crazy stories. Make it your business to be front and center, and not just for the entertainment piece, not just for the laughs, but because you want to experience the community's creative quirkiness. And of course, you want to have jokes and stories for days. So make sure you go to all of those things. Here's my tip number three. My final tip is share your culture. This is something that we don't tell new principals, new assistant principals, new leadership to do, right? Yes, there is a culture that is there and has been there before you, right? But guess what? You are now a part of said culture. Culture is a melting pot, and I want you all to understand that. Just like New York City, right? Culture is a melting pot. So share your culture, because culture is a two-way street. Just like you're absorbing their quirky tales, it's okay to share yours as well. Share your hilarious anecdotes, right? Share some hilarious stories, that everyone can start. Then everyone can start to see you. Yes, you're the leader, but they can start to see you as the quirky human being that you are. It's like it's supposed to be a melting pot. Culture is supposed to be like, how can I put this? Culture is supposed to be like a crock pot. It's supposed to be like a soup, right? Where everyone brings their signature flavor, everyone brings their signature taste, and all of those flavors and tastes put together make an amazing pot of soup. One that is undeniably the most beautiful thing that anyone's ever experienced. That's what school culture is supposed to be. So, as a new leader, I implore you, be a sponge, absorb the organizational culture. You have to. Don't go in there and try to change and try to erase or try to add immediately. No, 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 no. Absorb what's going on, embrace yourself, immerse yourself in it, embrace the culture, immerse yourself in said culture, right? Absorb what's going on like a sponge, and make sure that just as you're absorbing, you're also adding flavor to the dish. I hope everyone found value in this. Okay, I'm coming back, of course, tomorrow at 5 with our next tip. And if you want more tips, more tips and more tricks are given in the Black Educator Circle. So, in the Black Educator Circle, we've fostered a culture of celebrating wins and promotions and being there for one another. And we'd love for you to join us. So, if you're a Black or Brown educator and you're not in the circle, what are you waiting for? It doesn't make sense. There's more tips, tricks, strategies, but more importantly, community. in the BEC. I'll drop the link to the BEC in the comment section. I want you to join us. We would be more than happy to have you. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 or as close to 5 as possible. And we'll talk more about how to make the best first impression in your new school or organization. I'll talk to you later. Have a great evening.